Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the full-on PC gaming show after the PC Lite show yesterday with Microsoft.
Yay!
Oh, fun fact to you, actually, there was actually an exclusive mention in the Microsoft conference.
Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, right?
For PC, though, at the Xbox show, as they called it.
Well, technically speaking, remember, Age of Empires is a Microsoft IP full and through, published by it, so it kind of makes sense that it could be shown there.
It's just surreal that they showed a PC exclusive at the Xbox show, as they called it. Coffee stain.
Well, it is called the Microsoft Conference, not the Xbox Conference, so...
Oh, Planet Zoo, possibly a sequel to Planet Roller Coaster?
Terraria?
Anyway, last year there was a surprise of the ports of Sega with the Yakuza games. But otherwise, there wasn't that much to talk about. My major hope would be for this year to actually have finally more news about Age of Empires 4. It's been 2 years since its announcement, and we still don't know anything about it.
So, here's the big question. Can this E3 top Microsoft's and Bethesda's? Well, Bethesda's...
Most likely.
That one's easy. Microsoft's...
I mean, the thing is, Joe, I bet the PC Gaming Conference, from my experience of previous E3s, PC Gaming Conference are solid, yet not into big in enthusiasm. They're just there. They present interesting stuff, but not too interesting to generate, the super hype that are associated to traditional E3 conferences.
They're on a smaller stage this time.
I am kind of fond of how they tend
Actually,
to treat...
I remember last year it was even smaller with just a simple desk.
Yeah. They tend to treat the PC gaming show sort of like the Daily Show of E3.
Kinda, yeah.
So yeah, look, of course, plenty of companies in the fray.
Thanks to you tuning in live from all over the internet, YouTube, Twitch.
So we got the world's
Facebook,
most well-dressed E3 host.
My name
Yep.
is
Sean Day 9 Plot and Frankie Ward.
Fantastic Frankie Ward.
Hey, Frankie.
Although the suits do look dated.
Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone.
I'm British!
Hello.
For you guys,
Hello and
for the
welcome to
first
the
time,
PC
whatever
Gamer
platform
Show
you're watching on,
1999.
we are going to be pulling your
It's
clever
2019.
comments. Just remember that. I said clever comments from Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook throughout the show, making you famous on the internet, on the screen. We're going to be sharing them
So
live.
good,
And one
governor.
of the things we're especially asking questions to the Borderlands 3 team, because Sean, you've got a mission
No
to
comment.
get their questions to the developers.
Same.
That's right. Midway through this show,
Oh,
I'm going to be asking those
If you, in case you're wondering, that wasn't me trying my best at the British accent. It's just, hey, we got a British co-host.
Until then, let's start.
I know that
PC
wasn't your
Gaming
best,
Show is our
Jim.
very first title.
Yeah,
From
you've heard
UK
my best.
developer
It's much better.
Rebellion.
Anyway.
Several years ago, they announced that they were working on the follow-up to Evil Genius,
Oh.
a real-time evil layer simulator.
And now,
Evil
Yay,
Genius.
Borderlands.
Here's the
Oh.
vision for the project. So, PC Gaming Show.
Man,
Who's ready
Borderlands
to
has
stroke
been
a cat?
has had quite the.
I mean,
presence
as
this
usual, as everyone pointed out, like Young Gay, for example. Yes, I understand that the Gearbox core team, the guys actually at the computers developing the fucking game,
Guys,
are not
it's a
to blame.
world
They're
exclusive, which means it's
They're just
exclusive to the planet
enslaved by a
Earth.
terrible CEO of their company. Oh,
It's
CEO,
exclusive to planet Earth.
spokesperson. There you go.
Interesting.
Is this Tropico or something?
Possible. Yeah. It's tropical. It's all about dictatorship. So yeah. We did mention Tropico 6 the previous couple of days. So
Oh, let me guess, you can dress up your henchmen and everything.
basically, if no one knows, either in the audience or you guys, Tropico is all about basically being. Oh wait, maybe actually this is not Tropico.
Maybe it's a new.
But basically,
thing.
in case it is, Tropico is all about being basically realizing what Che Guevara and Fidel Castro always wanted: dictatorship in Central America.
I think this is something different. It looks like you're just
no,
an
this
outright
is something
bad
different.
guy.
Oh, yeah, this is like evil Saturday morning cartoon villain simulator.
Huh. Lasers and everything. Don't.
Watch it as
Oh,
it-
that
yeah.
could be fun.
And the
Yeah.
shark.
Yeah, Please probably has a better plot than Despicable Me.
Evil Genius 2. World
Oh,
domination.
that's right. I remember them mentioning that.
Rebellion.
So how was the first Evil Genius game?
It's fine. Again, villain simulator.
I mean, it
Okay.
looks fun.
RPGs ever. And with me to talk about it, I have Brian Mitsoda and Cara Ellison from Hardsuit Labs. Now, Brian, you are
Well,
a
it's a
writer on
good
the
start.
very
It looks
best. What does it
interesting,
mean for you
intriguing, and hey, you know,
finally
being
get
able to
work
play
on
as the bad guy all throughout the game is
lot of people
an
have,
interesting
very
angle
high
that
expectations.
surprisingly doesn't
Yeah, it
have as
is.
much to it as you think there would be.
Just build your evil lair on an
The
island.
Golden Eye Rogue Agent tried that, and well,
Yeah.
Like, how do you make a 007 game where you don't play as 007?
the Golden Eye Rogue Agent.
Guess I have to be the one to tell you. You're dead.
Oh,
I guess they
well,
got
that's bad
bored.
news.
Oh, well, where do we go from here?
World of Darkness. World of Darkness, of course, the follow-up to World of Light.
I think it's Vampire the Masquerade 2.
We have one rule.
Bloodlines
Don't
2.
break the
Sorry.
masquerade.
That first line, like, reminded me of a really weird budget French movie I saw recently.
I've got bad news. You're dead.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, night.
okay, no, it's my bad. It's probably not, doesn't have an M-beat behind.
I guess you play as a vampire?
Welcome to the first day of the rest of your death. Having fun?
Oh no, actually maybe it is Vampire the Masquerade 2, Bloodlines 2.
Vampire... Ah, there you go.
Yeah, it is, there you go. Basically, Java, in case you don't know, it's based on a tabletop RPG. It's one of those video games, kind of like D&D, for example, it's based on a tabletop RPG, and it's recreated pretty much faithfully. So a sequel to this was very expected and welcomed.
Well, okay, they showed us gameplay, they showed us cutscenes, that's a good mix.
If you've been interested, Java, for some reason, someone asked Linkara to do a review of that on his Patreon, so you want to check that out if you want to know more about the first game.
Keen.
In order to get blood.
We're talking about feeding on
Which
repeat
Bloodlines
being
2
from
clan will
the
you play
last
first?
year's
Um,
It's not just a case though of
Maybe the
sucking blood and
Toreador.
filling up your health meter, is it actually different types of
Toreador.
That's right.
I'll
So
go
we
for
have
the
resident
Malkavian
system, which
because
means that
that's the
essentially
most
vampires,
unique sounding-ish name.
I was about to say the most evil sounding name.
like fear or a
Seriously,
desire.
I
and
am
then
the
they can, they
Malkavian.
can
Whoa!
to, like,
Yeah, what
feel
is
the
it with
same
is it
things
words starting with
as
the
human
letter
beings
M that
feel
sounds so
more kind of alive.
evil or
And that
mischievous?
gives
Like-
you, like, extra
It's
boost
like
in the
Mordor.
game.
And there were some
Yeah.
really interesting characters in that trailer as well. What kind of
Or the
relationships should you be
Balrog of
forming with them as a
Morgoth.
player?
Yeah. Any Lord of the Rings bad guy character.
Fragile, very volatile relationship.
The
very
PC
mature
stream is in 1 hour.
relationship, so
It's
it
already
would be
started,
a fun
mate.
time.
And one thing that was really intriguing to me when I was learning about this game is you don't just get bitten and turn into Nosferatu, Dracula, or Brad
Yeah,
Pitt.
like,
To be
yeah.
honest, I think you should maybe put Brad Pitt.
The only
Dang.
problem I have with
Definitely
these
playing it.
PC
You actually
gaming
have to
shows is that
adjust
they
to the
can
environment to
drag.
the vampires are at.
Yeah.
That's right. So essentially, in the game,
It's not the show that can drag because it's only an hour usually. It's just sometimes they talk about one thing for a little too long.
In this thing called the mass embrace, and that means that essentially they're having a less lucky time than you in the world. You're having a relatively good time compared to them because they don't know what they're doing. They're going through vampire puberty on their own, and you might have a family, you might have, say, a wife and children.
You turn it
and
up a bit.
you're morally
Wow, one of those
objecting
places where you
to
don't have to be
blood,
miserable
to
while being a
survive. So you
vampire.
have a less good time, let's say, than the player is having. So you can find them throughout the world as well.
And Brian, the first game came out in 2004. You've been waiting 15 years for this. Any pressure?
Yeah, tons of pressure. But yeah, we're gonna make it worth it.
Well, you know what? I think there are people around the world watching this, and of course the audience here, and they all can't wait to play this game. Can you wait, guys?
It's so
I
weird
think
going
you've
back to an
convinced
audience
everyone
that
here
doesn't
now. When are
cheer
we gonna
for
be able
every
to play
single
the
little
game?
thing.
We're going.
Last is a bit of a relief, though.
Fantastic.
Exactly,
When can we learn
that
more?
too.
Bloodlines.
My name, yay!
Thank you so much, Brian and Cara. Good luck. Give it up, guys. Thank you so much. Now, have you ever wanted to play Dwarf
Oh,
Fortress?
now I can
in
hear your
space?
computer.
Starmancer is a space-based from Ominux game.
Move on mic there.
After a catastrophe on Earth, humanity has launched a desperate attempt
Can
to
still
find
hear it,
refuge.
but whatevs. I mean, you know, the commentator will probably drown it out anyway.
Yeah, if nothing else, it'll give you a good timestamp.
Yeah, that
But
too.
when you're living in space, there can be big consequences for even the smallest mistakes. Let's take a look at the brand new gameplay for Starmancer.
Starmancer? Okay. Oh, Star Manta, I think. Omnimux. Okay.
Welcome to Metal Gear.
Metroid?
Look at the interface.
Huh. Ooh.
Metroid Gear Solid.
Grow your colony. Oh, it's a sim of sorts. Build and expand.
Welcome to Sims of the Future.
Customize. Preserve life.
Good job, I didn't make this game then.
Make friends.
Destroy life. Kill friends.
Maybe.
I need help.
And enemies.
Okay, what did I miss?
Let's see. Apparently we're looking at this new Sims game of sorts.
Oh, it looks more like a tactical RPG, but with the perspective.
They're talking about building, creating, exploring,
space
making
stations,
friends and enemies.
Is it like a Star Trek Deep Space Nine simulator?
Looks like it.
What were the hammy captains?
Starmancer.
Okay.
Get beta access.
Or else.
Next guests both started as modders.
Ah, yes, the classic tale of gaming men who started off as modders but later on went on to become game makers themselves.
John Gibson, and from Torn Banner, Steve Piggott.
Hey, Sean.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm glad the
Now I
applause
understand.
isn't every 5
Whether you started
seconds.
as modders, working as
And there isn't that one asshole screaming.
Yeah, I was about to mention that it feels more natural than the organic than the one at Bethesda.
Exactly.
We get,
Are
like,
you trying to copy that guy who ended up getting a free game?
helping them not make the mistakes that we made. And we've been friends, and we've always
Wait,
wanted
what?
to work
Wait,
together.
what?
And now we've sort of formed
Yeah,
this
apparently a guy got a
independent
free game.
former mod team
Huh.
super group to get an
maybe that is it then.
Maybe.
So what? Should I yell, I want $1 million, and they'll give me $1 million?
Somehow I get the feeling life may not always work out that
too.
way.
And that's what we're all about as well. Well, let's take a look at this upcoming collaboration between Torn Banner and Tripwire.
Alright, let's have a look. World exclusive. Again, exclusive to the planet Earth, I guess, which means you can't play this on the moon, sorry.
It is awkward wording, yes.
Yeah,
What
we
about all
apologise
those
to all
astronauts?
We apologise to all Martians.
And astronauts, yeah. Oh.
Yep, anyone in the space station is just not allowed a copy of this game, we're sorry.
Exactly.
We don't sell.
Basically, Chivalry is a first-person sword fight simulator. You get different angles like that.
We sell internationally, but not that internationally.
I think it started as a... they're right about starting out as a mod. I think it started as a mod of Mountain Blade. I'm not sure. It's a bit of uncharted territory for me. But it did grow a cult following, and eventually got an official release, the first game, published by Activision nonetheless. And now they're making a sequel.
I wonder if they're still owned by Activision or...
No. It's one of those cases where Activision was the publisher, it wasn't the owner of IP. Similar to Warner Bros. With Hitman 2.
Well, Chivalry 2 is about bringing players into their favorite medieval movie battle scene.
Your favorite medieval movie battle scene, Roy.
Team Objective does that by having players
Their
complete
favorite.
medieval objectives like castles, raiding villages.
Oh, come on, castles? What's so boring about them?
And yeah, you're not just going and standing in an area and then a bar.
I think that's
like you said,
isn't that
burning
the zone they're
houses,
scrapping
killing
in the new
peasants,
series of Crystal
you know,
Maze?
yeah.
I don't know.
Wow, that would be
Playing
a
as
shame.
peasants, getting killed.
It's really about letting the
Wait,
players
Joe,
experience every
Nickelodeon are
iconic
making an
moment
American
of the era.
version.
So apparently the majority's favorite chivalry class is that of a knight.
Basic class.
Yeah, basically, Joe, by Nickelodeon, they're making an American version of the Crystal Maze, yet it's still filmed in Bristol.
Huh.
So basically, you have to fly a bunch of American kids to Bristol to film it.
Don't worry,
And of course, the archer is the runner-up because snipers.
Yeah,
Oh, snap!
Campers and stuff.
So knight and archers.
Yeah,
Oh, now knights. Neck and neck.
We really view what we're doing here as bringing a true.
No idea what Vanguard and Man-at-Arms are.
Vampire Bloodlines too, that's a lot of hype right there. Good job, PC Gamers Show.
Oh, there you go, there's the development for the first game. The game was based on... the gaming itself, the first one, was its own thing, but it was still heavily based on a mod for Half-Life 2, mind you. A mod that replaced the futuristic setting with a more medieval one. Basically, these guys took that and made it its own game, you know, spicing
It's
things
based
up.
on Half-Life, but games based on Half-Life are nothing new. There was a game that Sierra released in the late 90s called Gunman Chronicles, and that used
Not to mention, it's
2000, sorry,
it's kind of similar to also what Valve itself did. The first Team Fortress was basically a mod for one of the Quake games.
Exactly, because that's fundamentally part of the becoming the ultimate warrior fantasy and
Shenmue.
the battlefield.
Shenmue 3?
Oh?
No, it just says on the bottom of the scroll.
Maybe we'll see more Shenmue 3 since apparently that game's supposed to finally come out this year.
November, so sandwiched between so many AAA releases. Jesus, it's not even funny.
Good luck, Shenmue 3. You'll need it.
Is it going to end up like Blade Runner 2049? Something that was never mainstream gets...
Well, you have to understand, well,
years
Dweebs,
later, and it still doesn't make a profit.
on the plus side, Dweebs, considering that now Deep Silver and Koch Media are owned by THQ Nordic, there's the fact that the game probably can recoup its budget even with very low sales and still satisfy the company.
Yeah, I
So,
gotta admit, THQ Nordic are on a roll. They're remaking Battle for Flipping Bikini Bottom, of all things.
And Destroy All Humans, check the trailer with the Metallica, sorry, the Rammstein music.
Yeah, I gotta say, both of those are remakes that nobody really saw coming, but are very welcome.
They sort of did, Jova, but I'll have to talk to you about that later after this conference.
I'm guessing leaks aside.
Let's take a look at what's coming up next.
Anyway, what's next?
PC Gaming Show.
Let me guess, world exclusive.
Coming up, yeah, it's a small teaser.
Build a world for wildlife in
Planet Zoo.
Oh, Planet Zoo. Let me guess, the Enter the Planet roller coaster.
From the ashes.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3, now that's something that people are waiting. Okay.
PC Gaming Show.
Powered by the Epic Store.
Oh,
I'm glad we got a new
no.
flight I'm glad we got a new flight simulator, but I still want
What the fuck is this?
I still want Crimson Skies 3 or a remake.
Is this one of those? Is this one of those deep simulators that tell you that the world is bad because of smartphones?
I wonder.
No, it's satire and parody.
It's
Not, well,
Soul Man out in
it
the
would
rain.
be if there was a comedic effect to
What's
it. If this seems to be just for criticizing for the sake of it without offering an alternative.
I think that this... Well, actually, I don't know what to think. Oh, apparently not.
A mobile game.
Is this made by the same team of Limbo and Invisible?
Mosaic.
Coming in 2019.
This sounds like a game. It sounds like a game Charlie Brooker.
Blip Blopout. There you go, guys. The apple that they're satirizing with is actually real.
Okay.
That's how many layers of irony are we on right now?
To be fair, I don't think they're satirizing anything with mobile stuff. It's just the guy happened to be playing the game that they're advertising on there. As for what the game Mosaic is, though, I have no idea.
It does look very Limbo.
Yeah, it looks like something Charlie Brooker would make.
Who?
The guy who made Black Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Get ready for Midnight Ghost Hunt.
Oh boy,
What?
Ghostbusters, please.
No,
She said
the
Proton Pack.
remaster.
Oh yeah, I wonder if that's it.
Coffee Stain presents Vaulted Skygate. Didn't Coffee Stain get bought by
Oh
THQ?
yeah, I think it's Ghostbusters.
Actually,
Or it's
no,
just
I
some
don't
ghost
know.
game. Oh! Pyro?
Imagine trying to make a speech through that thing. No one could understand you.
That's what subtitles are for.
My colleagues, today we are going to...
Oh, it's a discount Ghostbusters, okay.
That would explain why she said Proton Pack.
Gotta need to advertise that with the recognizable brand. Spoopy.
Look out, the chair's gonna get ya!
Have a seat.
These ghosts love to drop the bass, yo.
And that's their crime.
Yes, that's why. That's their unfinished business.
Dubstep.
Oh, so it's kind of similar to Evolve in a sense that
interesting. You
4
can play
players
as the ghost.
control the Ghostbusters while Midnight Ghost Hunt, while one controls the ghost. Yeah,
Hey, it's like
makes sense.
Nintendo Land. Okay, it actually looks pretty interesting, not gonna lie.
The Wishing Hour.
Aesthetically, I like it.
Well, it's midnight. We all know what that means.
Magical stuff
Room
happens.
goes red.
Whatever.
Okay.
Well, that looked trippy, but I like it.
Talk about Midnight Ghost Hunt is the dynamic one-man team. Creative director, programmer, designer, it's Sam Malone!
And caterer! Oh wait, no, for a moment I thought we were just going Rodriguez on us.
Did you watch those little those videos Coffee Stain made about basically it was like a little joke of how THQ Nordic are treating them at the minute.
I haven't seen that one
I don't
yet.
know, Reeves, but please tell that later.
The goal is to look like harmless furniture.
It's not serious. It's just
No, I understand, Reeves, but right now I just want to focus a second for the conference. I'll tell you more about the subject later.
Take out a hunter. It's actually you would do that so that way you
really enjoying the show, Frankie. The games are so
The main
epic.
objective of the ghosts is to try to stay hidden as long as they can until the time runs out, until the clock
What does that
strikes
even
midnight.
mean,
Midnight being kind of the
Twitch lingo.
ghosts, basically. They can
Like
fight
Paul
back if
Gers.
they like, but in general,
Time
you know,
for
they
the
wanna try to
gamers
hide, but
to
if there's a
steal the
hunter coming
show.
off by himself, he can
Gamers rise up.
and knock him out
Oh
really quick,
god.
and he has less hunters to deal with.
Oh, but, Gio, that's another thing. In Microsoft E3, they were constantly doing the usual thing that gaming is for everyone. You gamers!
It kind of makes sense. Phil Spencer actually did release a similar statement a couple of weeks actually before this. Appaben actually did an analysis of it and found how stupid it was.
As soon as the first ghost is found, though, it starts getting a bit more chaotic. There's ragdolls flying everywhere, and they have that cannon to really try to smash the ghosts into pieces. So those are kind of the two aspects of the ghost.
I see. Well, talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for Midnight Ghost Hunt. I understand it's based on Gary's.
So how did you manage to get this past Sony?
So, that's definitely a big inspiration, but the big twist for us is that the ghosts fight back.
They just can.
Furniture, they hurl themselves at you, they knock you out, they send you flying. So it kind of almost becomes like this action hide-and-seek sort of mashup. You have a reason to be a little bit afraid.
Yeah, for a second I thought they were going to cut off the...
So that changes up the dynamic a good amount.
And I want to ask about when
you
the clock
seen a
strikes
ghost?
midnight. We saw the very
I'm afraid of no ghost.
We didn't see what happens then. What's going on then?
So midnight, if even one ghost survives,
apparently the
4 minutes
majority
into
have.
then you hear this ominous grandfather clock chime
Well,
across
they would
the
say
map.
that,
All
wouldn't
the
they?
lights will actually flicker out. It'll get really dark and scary, and all of the ghosts that were destroyed actually return as vengeful spirits.
Oh, that's what happened
And they
in
glow very
Midnight.
bright red. So at this point, the tables have turned. The hunters are now the hunted, and they just need to try to work
Yeah,
together to
as a premise for a game, it makes sense. So I'm totally okay with this.
I'm guessing it's something that's more fun if you have a group of people, kind of.
Yeah. It's similar to PC. You have to understand, Shiroi. The PC market actually has a couple of games that have a similar structure to these. Like, for example, the Friday the 13th game, or Dead by Daylight, which includes basically all the slasher killer possible, with the result of it, where a group of people controls the survivors and the other the killer, and that's to kill them or something.
on our Discord as well as on our main website.
Wonderful.
It's a type of gameplay that structure that kind of fits with the PC market, especially with the team mechanical friends. Mind you, these games are also on consoles. Not sure what if this one will be or not, but the vast majority of these games are also on consoles, so it kind of makes sense for branching out. But most of the audience is on PC.
Is a procedural adventure, a roguelike that challenges you to fight, to be clever, and to solve
Follow me again, please, sir.
Explore a beautiful world
Roy this way.
British.
Ancient statues
British.
die. And die again. This is Unexplored 2.
Alright, let's see.
World exclusive.
You know, you keep using those words, but you probably don't know what they mean.
Again, it is awkward wording.
Oh, it's one of those top-down, the light is limited games.
I thought he was swimming in the sea for a second.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something. Maybe a bit of the Unfinished Swan.
Oh, nope, he wasn't swimming, I guess.
Look how pretty it is.
It does look very vast and colorful.
But those trees just don't look like potatoes.
Oh snap!
Way to ruin the atmosphere, Dave.
You ruined the immersion.
That's what I did.
Oh, so it's like a choose your path simulator, and if you die, you need to pick a different one.
It's like
looks like everything's trying to kill you.
It's gonna kill you.
What?
Handland, waterland.
No, Dave, this is not the Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
It is pretty.
A giant?
Face. Unexplored 2.
The Wayfarer's Legacy.
I don't know anything about the first one, so I don't know what to tell.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks ambitious. That's
investing in a new monitor, and here to talk about a groundbreaking new display is Samsung's Dean Dalcero. Welcome, Dean.
True. Okay.
What you got for us?
Oh yeah, building a PC is quite the task, but I'll tell you this: if you can put together a good one, you're in for a good time.
It's too stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer getting my. And if I want to replace anything.
What is this? Sniper Elite?
Yeah, the more hertz you have, the longer your bullet is.
It's probably Sniper Elite.
Truly immersive viewing.
Yeah, this is just like back in the day with Sega Oh, it's an engine advertising, okay. This is just like back in the day Sega saying all those blast processing buzzwords.
3,000 to 1 contrast ratio.
Oh yeah. It's curved and everything. Curved gaming monitor.
No, curved game monitors are not gonna be a thing. It's just like 3D TVs. You can push them how much you want, but they're never gonna be a thing.
Leave it to Samsung to try.
We believe it's a world first, so you have lag-free and tear-free performance.
Are they still making them?
And we think that the curve,
still making what?
Radius, is going to be a very immersive experience you wouldn't get from a traditional flat panel.
Now making this. This is the moment where we're trying to market it. It's probably gonna fade in a year, most.
You can already get curved monitors, though.
Yeah, and I understand also.
Yeah, I've got one from downstairs TV.
Like several people I work with have them.
And we're showing off a huge variety of games here. What are the types of games that you would expect that 240 hertz refresh rate and the G-Sync to work well with?
Sure, so we think everybody's going to appreciate the speed and the performance, but ultimately, esports first-person.
The old one in my bedroom's fine, though. I can just play older, so I can play older stuff.
Not just when is it available, but what type of cost are we talking?
Sure, so it'll be available in mid-July for under $400 for a 27-inch panel. So it expands our gaming lineup to 8 models.
Huh.
Because when you said 400, I mean, that's the 27 inch is the $400 mark. Wow.
Yeah, so our gaming lineup will be expanded to 8 models, ranging from 24 all the way up to a 49-inch dual QHD Check out
$400. And that is part of the reason why I don't really bother with building PCs.
Go there for it.
I mean, that's just the monitor. That's like a separate thing.
True, yeah.
I could buy a PS4 Pro with
Well,
that.
I want to let you know that we have all sorts of great
For the price of a
games
curved
coming up. Let's look at what's coming
monitor.
up in the PC gaming show.
Stay tuned
I'm
for
surprised you haven't
more
advertised it
trailers
like
that
check
never
out
before
the
seen
curves,
footage,
well.
including Gearbox answers burning questions about Borderlands 3.
More Borderlands.
From Clay Entertainment.
Whatever
to
that
rip
game
the
was.
galaxy a new wormhole in Valfaris. And more.
Alright.
Val Ferris. I'm looking forward to figure out what the heck that 2D animated bit was from.
And now the PC Gaming Show presents What's Next from Funcom.
One odd name.
A bit of a delayed reaction there. Clap, clap.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the warm applause. It's very exciting for all of us at Funcom to be here at the PC Gaming Show for the very first time ever.
Funcom, eh?
And
Her
naturally,
accent
we
makes
would
it sound like
to
something
show some of
dirty.
the cool stuff that we've been working on. So, without further ado, here are some of the games coming for 2019.
Let's have a look.
Strange is going on.
Mutant Year Zero, CW. Yeah, I can see it's on Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 too.
It's on everything.
A lot's happened since you've been traveling, Khan. We could use your skills.
Stalkers got each other's backs, right? What happens to you happens to me.
Oh, Jack Horseman.
Some booze.
Conan Unconquered.
Coming to the PC.
PC.
Looks like it already came out, but I guess they're re-announcing such.
He said these are all for 2019, it seems.
Yeah. Whether or not they've come out. Oh, snap.
Moons of Madness.
Halloween 2019. Ooh.
Isn't the Reignited trilogy supposed to be coming out on PC? Because all those are leak about.
It was rumored to. I don't know if anybody said anything yet.
Well, if it is, you'll probably say it here.
My son, off to fly among the stars.
Then again, I don't think Activision really the kind of people that really have a big PC presence.
Yeah, not really. I mean, okay, other games are on PC, yeah, but as for showing up at PC Gaming Show, I don't recall them doing that often.
I mean, if it's true, apparently the studio putting the game to PC, they're saying what they're saying to Crash.
It's a great pleasure to be working with some other very talented developers and help them publish their games. And on that note, I'd like to introduce Phil Mace. He is founder of Mighty Kingdom, a studio out of Australia, who has been working with us
you said the
on
founder of
something
microtransactions.
a little different.
So it was you.
So on April 1st this year,
This
we put
was
out a
all
little
your
trailer for something
fault.
called Conan
If
Chop Chop.
only.
And considering the date, it was perhaps no
Conan
surprise that
Chop
people
Chop.
decided that was an April Fool's joke. So yeah, we have a little surprise for you. Check this out.
Another Planet Earth exclusive.
Let's have a look.
Wait, well, what's the Peggy rate?
If the aliens do come to evaporate us, this is why. Because we won't give them any video games.
Alright, sorry if I be a bit again. What happened? Not much, I guess.
It was just another montage from a publisher called Funcom of games that were published
Okay.
between last year and this year. They didn't really go into detail about any of them.
Sure.
There's just some isometric stuff, shooter stuff.
This one looks like Discount Castle Crashers.
Looks kind of fun, actually. Should be Kodak game using roguelike years older crowd. I kind of like that. All these are quotes that you probably find for like a preview for the tale.
Yeah, they're cheap to make, Dweebs, like just to ask the
Conan Chop Chop.
Huh.
It's similar. I forgot for which game specifically they did this kind of gimmick, and at some point one of the quotes was for Team Shaper asking, "Stop asking me to give you a quote for use."
Yeah, that was for DuckTales Remastered.
We also have
I think so, yeah.
Here at E3 at our demo room, so if you want to give Stick Figure Conan a try,
oh nice.
Please don't hesitate to drop by. Thank you.
Please just play the game, please.
Pretty please.
I need to support my family.
I had to put my marriage on the line to finish this game.
Post-apocalyptic future where the Earth has stopped rotating.
Was this lady here last year?
I don't remember.
I don't recall her being here last year. I know that the guy was like.
Yeah, the guy seems to be a constant thing.
I wonder if he changes co-hosts every year.
Possible. It's like the Doctor. He changes companion every once in a while.
July 15th. Let's take a trip to the last oasis.
My tribe built wooden legs.
Arabian Night. I sleep.
Sorry, what this?
Okay.
Is this Mad Max? Oh no, Calvin.
No. Oh, I think it's that Korean MMO Black Desert.
Oh.
I think. I'm not sure.
Well, actually,
it was called something Oasis.
Considering the Australian desert is apparently growing moss and green in some places now, maybe this would be a good idea for like the final Mad Max movie where stuff starts to grow back.
Possible. Oh no, I think it's something completely different.
Still, looks like there's land sailing. That's always fun. Oh!
Yeah, I think it's one of those survival crafting games where you can just experiment, and if you are with enough people, you can create fun stuff.
I believe it was called Last Oasis.
Well, it's gonna show up the title soon enough.
They already said the title, I just can't remember. There we go.
But it's backward because poor literacy is cool.
I like it. It looks interesting.
But it's called Levis. Oasis. If they stylize it like that, that's what I'm gonna call
Age of Wonders Planetfall.
World is up for grabs again.
Again.
Create an eco-paradise.
Let me guess, and slaughter all the opposition? Exactly.
Of course. It's your kind of game, Glibs.
It's...
Cyborg zombies, dinosaurs with lasers.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
snap,
this
that's
kind
awesome.
of game. Also, explosive penguins.
Oh hey, dinosaurs with lasers? Sign me up.
Ever since Batman Returns, everyone wanted to do explosive penguins in their games. Figures. Oh, if I recall correctly, Planetfall now is... I forgot, someone I think actually got the rights to Planetfall at some point.
The name of the game is Age of Wonders Planetfall, a 4X strategy game, and joining me on the stage to talk about it is the game director.
No. I think it was part of... No, my mistake, that was Homeworld. Homeworld was given to someone else when the old THQ IPs were sold in packages. The Relic stuff was got by Sega. Nordic got most of the stuff, and Homeworld went to someone else. I don't remember who.
Scavenging cyborgs or the Amazon bioengineers who ride dinosaurs into battle.
I think
which faction will be the scariest?
Pretty broad range of 4X strategy games. To give a sense of what the gameplay is, I just want to start from the beginning.
No one's voting for the Syndicate.
Because no one wants to be the bad man. Oh, there you go.
Arguable.
Never mind, now the Syndicate are winning.
Colony, where your entire empire begins, your sort of attempt to take over the world. Around you, you've got a number of sectors, and each of these sectors has a little story, well, most of them. So maybe you'll find a genetics lab which is still full of horrible mutant creatures, an entertainment complex overrun by horrible robot monsters.
I would not like being chased by a statue. Keanu in every game.
Oh god.
And I did see in the trailer
Oh, there you go. Homeworld got, unfortunately, got as property of Gearbox.
Oh dear.
And of course, they don't just like one game.
Yeah, at the very least, the people who run EA...
Right, so part of these tech trees come from your origin race,
Pittsford.
to sort of represent the past of where
I
you
suppose.
They include new units, new modules for your
Not
units,
saying
like
much,
jetpacks,
but okay.
I think the difference is that EA operates on a more global scale, being a giant publisher with a plethora of studios at disposal, while Gearbox instead operates on more singular, single targets, depending on the games that they touch. Well, yeah, true. But for example, most of their quote-unquote failures are single target: Aliens, Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem Forever when they got the project, when Big Battery was quote-unquote cancelled the first time, for example. More recently, Battleborn as well. While EA instead operates on a more global scale, like I mentioned, instead systematically buying studios, milking as much as they can, sometimes in bad ways, firing the original people involved with the project, and when the studio, obviously as a result, doesn't make a profit, mercilessly, can dismiss it entirely. It's almost pathological. I think someone actually opened up an investigation on that.
Did anything come of it though?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know and I don't follow that. Just caring about the quality of the games. I mean, remember, Dweebs, that doesn't stop EA sometimes to produce actually good quality games. I still regard, for example, Brutal Legend from Double Fine can be actually awesome if you actually go with the right mindset into it. Dead Space games, at least 1 and 2, are fantastic survival horror games. Then there's Alice Madness Returns, for example, by American McKee. Or, for example, well, it's not that's a more complicated game case. I will explain a bit more when I actually record the game. But Shadows of the Damned also is there. It's a Suda 51, so even at worst, it's still fun. But that's a story for another day.
What year is it?
Why? The year is 1946, Sean, my dear boy.
Lady?
Lies in ruins torn apart by the satanic.
Did someone replace her?
Get off the stage.
Little do they know, the nightmare is far from over.
Get off the stage or I'll...
Oh, we're about to talk again about Wolfenstein?
Or maybe it's
Oh no, I
nightmare.
think it's Sniper Elite 4, I think.
See them.
Rated M.
Yeah, it's probably Sniper Elite 4.
Not actual game footage. Oh shit.
Yeah, CG trailer. Tripwire. Oh, zombies?
Neil Jackson?
Yeah, they're zombies. Is this Sniper Elite with zombies? Nazi zombies! It's like that quote in South Park, The Stick of Truth. I hate Nazi zombies, they're so overused. You motherfuckers!
I'm getting too old for this.
What the hell is that?
A Nazi zombie with a flamethrower?
Sure, why not? Let's put everything on the table.
This game might as well be called Fire Open.
It's a sniper for you.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Sniper Elite just with the zombies.
Whoa, that was was
basically the selling point of Sniper Elite is when you can perform spectacular kills by aiming at specific body parts. Here's hoping it's not all about escort missions.
Was the first Sniper Elite all about that?
I don't remember that. I haven't played that myself. We're also on Switch ports to Java, so if you want to be interested in that.
Maybe.
Oh no, she's about. Oh, come on. There are like several zombies about to kill her, and she didn't manage to eventually not get overrun.
Good maneuvering. Of course, an electric fence, always a classic.
But for some reason it doesn't last.
I guess they're unlimited power.
The CG trailer is all over the place. Zombie Hitler. Zombie army. Oh, it's a zombie army, of course.
From Rebellion, is on PS or X.
Zombie
I forgot. And on the Epics. Oh no, it's not on Steam but on Epic. Oh, that's gonna piss everyone off.
A love letter to classic JRPGs.
What the hell is that?
What's next for Warframe? A surreal noir adventure set before, during, and after the Big Bang. Baldur's Gate 3, and more.
Alright then.
Bring them on.
For nearly 100 years, the Root have ravaged the earth.
Oh, Gunfire Games. These are the guys who made Darksiders 3.
Is this based? Like, it's like it look like it was based in.
I don't know.
This evil will consume our world, and the countless
worlds beyond. The evil that threatens to consume our world forces us to unite together.
Rise.
Roar.
Cthulhu's brother?
Fury and blood. Who seek the source of death itself. Prepare yourselves. They are
okay.
Here.
Oh, it's a Destiny clone, I think.
So it would seem.
Which is funny because now Destiny.
Yes, with Remnant from the ashes.
Steam, PS4, Xbox One. Ladies and gentlemen, being dragged up.
Joining me on the stage to talk about Remnant from the Ashes and that trailer.
You're getting on a bit, Dweebs, by the way. Try to get closer to the mic.
Let's welcome the CEO
what did I miss?
A bit of stuff here and there.
We got like a game where you have killer Nazi zombies led by zombie Adolf Hitler.
Hey, he's not joking.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Unfortunately, Shiroi, other than console, it's for PC, is only available on the Epic Store games.
Oh, okay.
So
it is on consoles though.
Yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One.
We really wanted to have a bunch of different cool locales.
Yeah, so fuck it, on the PC gaming show, I'll buy it on console.
You start on Earth, but it rapidly changes very quickly as you get into the game.
And one thing that we've talked about before is that replayability is a huge focus of the game, that you could play through it 10 times and still be
True. That it is.
Mosaic has my interest. I think you spelled mosaic wrong.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest features of the game is the dynamic generation.
Mobile posters tend to do that.
This guy is super happy with his game and excited, and honestly has the best dialogue.
But the system takes all the pieces
Jesus.
and stitches it together, so
the power of PC gaming! All caps.
No need to yell, we can hear you. Actually, it's shocking how many good games there are this year.
And you just have to keep going through and eventually explore.
I kind of sort of agree. One of the other things about the PC gaming conferences I had the last couple of years was the fact that there was one major interesting bit, like for example last year with the Sega announcing the Yakuza ports, and all the others were just This year seems to be a more stable line in a sense, but it's not super, super impressive. But it's on a consistent good term. I haven't seen a single bad announcement yet.
Is it lagging?
So if you play the game, you get all completely different events.
It looked like the game was laggy.
I didn't see that.
I also saw that there were 3 people walking through these, and you mentioned the co-op experience. How does co-op function in the world?
So the game's full co-op from beginning to end. You can jump in at any point, and the game's definitely slower paced, more difficult. I mean, you will die a lot in this game, so
awesome.
There's a huge advantage to bringing your friends to come in there and help you take down bosses or fight off different events or just generally progress through the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a big fan of Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I'm really looking forward to Remnant from the Ashes. What's the release date, and where can people go for more information?
So Remnant's coming out August 20th on
awesome.
PC and Xbox and PS4, and if you pre-order the game now, you can actually get in early and start playing the game August 16th.
Well, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, David Adams from Gunfire Games. Thanks so much for talking to us about Remnant. And as we mentioned earlier, keep those questions coming. I will be asking on stage the creative director of Borderlands.
Oh, great. Randy Pitchford is on stage next.
Oh, boy.
Why would you even bother?
Until that time, let's talk about our next title. This one was announced 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show here. It's a game from Clay Entertainment called Griftlands. It's changed quite a bit in the last 2 years. It's now a deck-building roguelike where you don't just fight, but you also negotiate your way through a broken-down sci-fi world. It's going to be available on the Epic Game Store in one short month on July 11th in alpha.
Okay.
Let's take a look at some of the footage of what you'll be playing.
Oh. It looks a bit similar to... Oh, it's a card game.
I didn't think it would be a card game.
Wait, you do diplomacy with a card game?
A children's card game, yes.
That's how all things are resolved. Card game.
Also, Dwibs, have you seen the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. The art style animation reminds me a bit of the Banner Saga.
I think the best way to describe this E3 so far is that it had a pretty good start. It's got good games.
Good. Welcome back to the world of living.
Huh?
It's still going.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm just talking about how it's going so far.
Griftlands, Alpha Maple Drive 11. So.
Planet Zoo is the latest game from the makers of the brilliant Planet Coaster. Please welcome Piers Jackson and Lisa Bowens from Frontier Developments. Now, Piers, what kind of zoo are we going to be running here?
We just had a diplomacy game, Java, where you do everything with the children's card game.
Of course.
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh!
It is very diplomatic, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how all things are resolved.
How dare people resolve things with diplomacy? Piers Jackson, are you related to the Olympus gods, mate?
How interesting. Well, I guess it'll work. I can only miss more on history behind that.
It's Jackson Peters. Sorry, Dweebs, that original character not still is dead. Oh, Lion.
The Lion King? I don't know.
Nah, this game sucks. Nah, not really. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Is this Planet Zoo?
Oh, it's another zoo simulator. Yeah.
Run your dream zoo. Yeah. I'm guessing
it's been a while because there was the popular Zoo Tycoon series. Oh, great! You can see he pulls shit.
For the realistic, immersive experience, but it's okay. You can suck it up with a vacuum cleaner for poo.
Sure, why not? But anyway,
pick up your animals.
Oh, a monkey. There was the Zoo Tycoon series. I don't still know who owns the rights right now between Microsoft and Activision. But we haven't got a game from that in years, so I think the time is right for a new one, for another one, just from another person.
It looks good.
Planet Zoo. Civilization runs wild in November.
Ah, yeah. Oh, wow, another game for November.
Well, not AAA, so probably has better chances, I guess. And it's at the beginning of the month.
Fizz mentioned this is a modern zoo, but what exactly does that
But
mean?
why is the gaming industry naming levels after batteries?
What do you mean?
You go there, you
You know, double A, triple A.
It's actually the tiers in terms of quality. When it comes to batteries, instead, they're named after, I think, part of the output, but I don't remember the specifics.
It centers on the quality and the amount of
In
money that's put into
early
them.
2020 should be well to immersive sims. Actually, yeah, I don't know. What was your guys' reaction when Keanu Reeves ended up on stage at the Microsoft conference?
Very surprised.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
That was,
But yeah, someone thought he was Shigeru Miyamoto.
And then it turns out that the person they mistook him for was Keanu Reeves, like...
And then that same group of people were like, "Oh no, we were just joking." Like, sure.
Sure you will.
We have a very special guest all the way
we have a very special guest coming.
From Japan. Maybe it's probably Sega with another port.
Gaming industry legend.
Oh, Shenmue 3. We're about to talk about that.
Yeah,
Alright.
7-3! Now, let's get down to business. It's been a while since we've seen this
Here's
game.
the most important question. Can we still use the forklift?
Please. Can we race with the forklift again?
In addition to being the brains behind the following games, Hang On, Space Harrier, Outrun, Afterburner, Virtual Racing, and Virtual Fighter, Yusan.
No, plot twist, Sega Age.
Shenmue series. Talk about Shenmue.
I wouldn't mind. Although from what I heard, the reception of Sega Ages itself has been mixed for some reason. Dude, your mic. Oh, okay.
There we go.
It reminds me during a wrestling promo, Ric Flair accidentally dropped his microphone and held a book to his mouth thinking it was the microphone.
So, we're gonna get to see some Shenmue 3 footage?
Possible. I mean, it's close to release date anyway.
It's been a while since we've seen Shenmue 3 and like...
There's actually been released some you know, updates on the Kickstarter page. Pedro talked to us about it.
World exclusive.
Honestly, I don't think your
original game copyright
enough.
Yeah, remember, even if it's Deep Silver publishing, the IP is still owned by Sega, similar to Bayonetta.
A long time ago, martial arts were bad. But humans are interesting creatures. They practiced in secret, away from prying eyes, and became stronger.
Cute.
Oh, so that's... Oh, so we saw Shenmue 3 during the montage. Interesting.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh! It's quite an interesting art style they've evolved into.
What did you say to me?
It's still similar to the Yakuza games, which makes sense considering the Yakuza games are sort of a spiritual successor of all the Sega beat-em-ups like this one.
There's also bound to be some improvement. The last game came out in 2001.
On the Dreamcast and Xbox, yeah.
So yeah, in Shenmue 3, he finally gets to China.
I still don't know the story. What I know is that the Yu Suzuki said already that this is not the conclusion of the story. This like encompasses chapters through 5 through 7. Again, Pedro knows better about this, so we should ask him. Yo! Oh no, it's not on Steam anymore, but on the Epic Games Store!
What? Wait, what?
Jesus,
no!
No,
Steve, no!
Thank you, Yusan, for joining us
Oh god, there is going to be a war on the
I mean, I was
PC
planning on
stores.
getting that on the PS4 anyway, but man.
I'm lucky I have a PS4 now. I remember when originally I was going to get that for
We
PC.
can't exactly blame Sega for this because they bought the IP out for this one.
Thing is, like, considering it's a game talking about China things, I can imagine the fact that, you know, you want to target it for China, I guess. Still not funny, man.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah, pixel stuff.
The chat is not too happy about that Epic Game Store.
What a surprise!
It's the remake of Octopath Traveler.
A remake of Octopath? How do you even?
We don't call it HD 2D.
Oh?
Behold, being attacked by killer birds.
What is it, Birdemic?
It looks a bit like Octopath when its presentation.
It does.
Very fluid sprites.
There, yep. Was that a rap
Songs
I just
of
heard?
Conquest, classic adventure strategy.
Oh, so
Sure,
I guess
why not?
singing will be part of it.
The name of the game is Songs of Conquest, and here to join me in talking about it is the lead designer from Lava Potion, Carl Toftfeld. Hey, Carl.
Hi, hey, thanks.
I mean, let's just start off for anyone who maybe hasn't played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. What is Song of Conquest all about?
It's all about, well, you kind of start out with in the
From
town that you
Carl
saw in the
Toft.
trailer, and from there you recruit
Still
your
coffee
wielders, which is what we
stain.
call our commanders, and you recruit an army, and then you kind of send off your wielders on an adventure. And they go exploring the world, they pick up resources to flag mines, and with those resources, you upgrade your town so you can get more stuff, and that's kind of what you do. Adventure and strategy combined.
Yeah, and you know, I know that part of the core loop is obviously get the resources to build up the township, but for what reason? Armies, man. Talk to me about those juicy battles.
Yeah, so the battle, just like the whole game, is turn-based. So you go into combat, you bring all your troops in, and you start by deploying them, and then all the troops have different stats. Like
Yeah, it kind of definitely has the vibe of
they go in initiative order,
Octopath.
and then you slug it out, and it's a bit like chess, but instead of like pawns and bishops, you have like horned wands and face spirits.
Great, and griffins and so on.
Yeah, and all those things.
And well, you know, as someone who just loves the Heroes of Might and Magic series, I know that you have translated a lot of the gameplay elements into Songs of Conquest, but what are some of the modern elements that you're bringing in?
Well, there's a lot of it, but I mean, one of them is our magic system. We call it the essence. So basically, in the Songs of Conquest universe, everything has an essence within there. It's sort of like the soul. So your troops, they have an essence. And to do magic, you need to bring the troops with the right essence, with your wielders.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to like make your troops go faster, you need to bring a troop that has that essence, like cavalry.
And maybe to ask a basic question, what if my opponent kills that cavalry?
Then you can't do the magic. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fighting someone, you kind of have to like weigh the pros and cons of what to kill off. Like, do you want to destroy their magic or their powerful troops?
Where can people go to get more information? And as always, when's it coming out?
Late 2020.
Oh, it's quite a ways off.
It's quite a ways off, but you can go to songsofconquest.com and sign up for alpha, and then you can play earlier.
Well, as you know, I'm really looking forward to playing it, Carl. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So many good games are coming out. My wallet is going to literally catch fire.
Now, our next title is an update to a popular co-op game. Let's see what's in store for Vermintide 2.
After endless hawks. A new threat rises.
Ooh.
It's you!
Of course it is.
How am I the threat exactly?
You're playing as the vermin.
Vermintide versus... May contain content inappropriate for children.
You just
Yeah,
saw
no
the
shit.
reveal of the new PvP mode coming to Vermintide 2. which turns the Warhammer Fantasy cooperative game into something even more brutally competitive. It looks deliciously vile, and surely dismembering Skaven is so much more satisfying when you know you're going ham on a fellow player, making him or her cry little baby rat tears behind their computer screen. You can sign up now for the Vermintide 2 Versus beta at vermintide2.com/versus. In
So what's next then?
Artificial consciousness orbiting Mars, whose ultimate purpose is to terraform the planet, starting from a single drone in your landing site and turning the planet into a flourishing second home for humanity. Courtesy of developer Talon Industries and publisher Raw Fury, here's a first ever look at
It's called Paraspora, I think. That's how you say it.
Raw Fury presents.
As we all know, reaching the Red Planet was
Wow,
not
a trailer with
humanity's greatest
subtitles. Hallelujah.
Transferring the complexity of the human mind to machines was. So they can succeed where we fail.
Nier Automata, is that you?
No.
It's Nier Automata?
Get your ass to Mars.
Well, hey, it's not like the original, because the remake you don't even go on.
Wait, in the Total Recall remake we don't even go to Mars?
No.
Weird.
They mention Mars once or twice, but...
I mean, I read, technically speaking, yeah, in the original book they don't do that either, but they mention it more frequently to the point that you might as well do it.
So you're colonizing Mars.
But don't get
I'm getting per aspera, whatever.
Name sounds familiar for some reason.
But don't worry, Till. You get to see Colin Farrell get chased around by Kate Beckinsale for most of the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of more like the book, I guess.
Years to where humanity began. Here to tell us all about ancestors is creative director and co-founder
Guy in Cap.
Welcome, Patrice.
Thank you.
Patrice.
Why do you have a trucker hat?
Because it's cool.
Is that his mode of transportation? Coming on,
He crashes the stage with his drum truck.
It's like he wants to try to one up. He wants to one up Microsoft. Oh yeah, they just show the car. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll be better than the obligatory car.
That would do something.
Did they do that for Forza? Did they present the car for Forza?
Yes, they did.
Of course.
It was a Lego car.
Yes. Basically, Teal, Forza's now crossing over with Lego, complete with the song "Everything is Awesome."
Why not?
And I was a bit naive.
Monkey!
Jesus, that's an ugly-ass monkey.
Life is never pretty.
I mean, how have you turned those themes into gameplay?
Well,
you computer using rats watching this stream. Well, fuck you. It's called the PC Gaming Show.
Why are they allowing these to go along the bottom?
Yeah, exactly. Isn't there a moderator filtering these?
This is a terrible idea.
If E3 is good, why haven't
Yo,
they
Gatling
made
gun.
E4, huh?
But E4 already exists as a TV channel round here.
I imagine our ancestors
Jesus. Furious Who? Why do you call yourself Furious Mistress?
Oh boy.
Well, it's all about from a prey to
Planet
a
Zoo
predator.
looks pretty
Basically, at the
fun.
beginning
As someone
of the
interested
game,
in caring for
everybody's
animals,
there
also
to kill
cute.
you,
Yeah, sure,
devour
that's
you.
fine.
And basically at the end,
I love cards.
Oh, this is Ancestors. Okay, I think I remember this one. They mentioned it, but we haven't released yet. Yeah, I remember. What is this one? It basically talks about the first steps of human evolution.
These are all Twitter comments specifically. I doubt they
Climate
didn't
is
touch the
bad.
Twitter one.
I'm gonna say. Oh come on! No mandrill. That's a crime.
I'm gonna say human.
Humans are overrated, Jova. Let's go with chimpanzee. Hollywood keeps using them.
Where's Apes? Come on.
Actually, apes is a name for a more group of genes.
Well, I was
on PC first.
I was going to ask you when we can see it, and you answered my question first. Thank you so much,
getting good at this.
As Patrice says, Ancestors
Coming
will be
August
released
27th.
Sure, it's a good time release.
Thank you.
Epic Games.
Go away.
Hey, Epic Games.
What's the problem exactly with this store?
The problem...
hostile takeovers, a terrible attitude towards consumers and Steam users, and general unlikable attitude.
Just terrible business
Also,
practice, basically.
I forgot to mention, very awkward sales and sometimes internal errors like not registering correctly the purchases, stuff like that. The only quote-unquote good thing that they pride themselves off is basically giving a more higher percentage to the actual game developers, unlike Steam. Although it's like a relatively different, I think it's a 20% compared to a 40%.
I actually want that asshole Goose Game.
Yeah, I can see that. But the thing is, basically, the negatives outweigh the positive. Instead of favoring games on both online stores, because it's just another online store, like say Origins for EA or the one for Ubisoft, for example, Uplay for Ubisoft. But so instead of doing that, they kind of do hostile takeovers of games that they have no reason to be exclusive of that and become exclusive of that, forcing people, if you want to play the game, you need to install our second store, even though you may have been a Steam user for years.
Sucks that way.
I mean, if it's just the internal developers, in this case Epic Games, it makes sense. They want exclusive for their own, similar to how EA doesn't publish all of their games on Steam and just keeps some of them on Origins, or same for Ubisoft. But having third-party games, like for example Shenmue 3...
one more thing.
And, what's this? Is this Warframe? Oh, no. But that's the thing, Dweebs. If it's for a game that was up until this point supposed to get on the Steam store, but all of a sudden now they change it to Epic, all the people who were expecting the game on Steam are basically screwed, and there's nothing Steam or Epic can do about it in this case, or the company involved. It's basically, it has a lot of shady practices in the background, and honestly a general sour attitude towards everyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, unfortunately.
It doesn't help that this happened since basically the Epic Games has been bought by a Hong Kong company, meaning that it's basically China wanting to firmly establish itself. There we go, establishing itself onto the gaming market in a very aggressive way.
And the founder of Dragon's Game. Dragon's Game is a game developer and publisher, comes from China. I'm so happy to be here today on this stage to introduce our game, Auto Chess, to all of you. This is really an exciting moment for us. And so Twitter says, this is a real engaging game of Auto Chess. Dragonstone now is working with the creator of
Okay, is this guy taking over the hosting duties?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, fuck you all, I'm gonna take over
so that everyone from anywhere with any device can enjoy the same fun of Auto Chess. Now we are building the PC version with by using the gaming engine of Unreal Engine 4. As everyone knows, Unreal Engine is one of the best gaming engines of the world. With the help of Epic Games and by the power of Unreal.
Dude, if you can't speak normal English, get a translator. Come on.
Yeah. I'm very glad to announce the PC version of Auto Chess will be coming to the Epic Game Store. I look forward. I look forward to all of you playing Auto Chess on PC later this year. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing the news with us. Once again, Auto Chess, if you have not played it, you must check it out. It is so fun. Our next title with Frankie up above. I understand is an inspired indie game.
We'll find out, sure.
An
Because
indie
one of the
game.
things we love about PC gaming is the way that game creators from all over the world can draw inspiration from one another's work. Chris Tales is a great example of that. A gorgeous indie love letter to classic JRPGs developed by a team.
Oh, a Colombian game.
Chris Tales' spin on the genre brings a
Figures.
unique perspective that lets you
Alright,
see
let's see what they
past,
got.
present, and future on one screen at the same time.
Well, is it from Colombia or
The country.
Here's the world exclusive reveal of Chris Tales.
Old exclude. Yeah, again, sure we have content appropriate for children. A love letter to classic RPG.
If you saw what was, what is, and what would be.
Dreams Uncorporated and sick.
Would you change it? Could you make the hard decisions? And would you be strong enough to
I mean, even the font they use, the classic RPGs bit looks like the Final Fantasy font.
Experience the past, experience the present, and the future.
Simultaneously.
Learn from the past and act in the present.
Interesting.
You can rewrite the future.
Yeah, this one actually looks more interesting. Yeah, I saw this on the promo. The art style is very Samurai Jack-esque.
Chris Tale.
Coming 2020.
I'm interested.
Play the debut demo now on Steam.
Thank you.
There.
Whoa!
In PC gaming, it's not the size of your weapon, it's how you use it.
But how is
and
any
I'm holding one of the, quite frankly,
like 10
it's
foot
the
tall?
average, isn't it? It's just your average, well, really, no. It's one of the
manliness,
alien
that's
weapons
how.
from next game, Valfaris. A brutal, heavy metal-infused 2D action platformer inspired by true old-school classics like Contra and Turrican. Assuming the role of fearless warrior Therium, players must blast and slash their way through the doomed citadel of Valfaris, overcoming its deadly environments and enemies before challenging the...
Okay, I'm checking right now while this is going on the some of the news, like the Steam page of Shenmue 3. It seems that it's still also on the Steam store, so I'm not sure entirely if it's also on the Epic Game exclusive or not. So we'll just keep, I'll just keep being neutral about it for a bit. What's this? Dude, it's metal!
Welcome to
this looks very dope. It's similar to Contra, but way more fun.
You found the bastard.
They showed a mini preview of this earlier. It does look fun.
Yeah, this looks like a fusion between Contra and Metroid.
It's probably something that Way Forward would make if it's like a spiritual successor to Contra.
It's very chaotic.
V.A. Faris.
Valfaris.
Just incredible action in the Valfaris trailer.
There's Mr. Personality
Very
again.
For our next guest, in case you have not been in downtown LA, E3 is covered with Borderlands 3 art. It's amazing, it's beautiful. And joining me is the amazing and beautiful Paul Sage, creative director.
Yay! Oh, it's not Randy Pitchford at least. There you go.
There's been so much hype around Borderlands 3. What's the stuff you're really excited to be sharing this year at E3?
Oh man, so we've talked about our Vault Hunters. Well, this time we get to talk about
Not for nothing, they were
She's our gunner Vault Hunter, so she has a big mech. So things all about loot. We're talking about the different loot, such as shields, grenades, those things, going to different planets. So a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, I mean, I want to start right off with Mose. Tell us everything you can about her.
Okay, now I check the official Kickstarter page of Shenmue 3, and yes, they confirmed there that it's an exclusive on Epic Games. And everyone in the comments is raging on, of course.
Bad form. That is just...
Yeah.
Mose is a terrific...
And again, it's not like saying...
Mind you, this happened already with stuff like Metro Exodus, and in that case, remember, it was published by Deep Silver, Coach Media, which means that it was still part of THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic apparently basically fell off the clouds from that. They didn't even knew about that, and when they learned about it, they were actually not really happy about it. But later stated that there was nothing they could do about it. It seems that there's a lot of shady behind the stuff scene.
Wow, that's gonna burn a lot of goodwill for Shenmue 3, a game that people were excited for back in 2015.
Well, unless you're getting it on...
Yeah, the one other console.
It is coming to consoles though, right?
Yeah.
PS4.
Okay.
Tons of different things that we have.
Yeah.
With our
Unless you're one of those people that decides to boycott a game even though you have another system you can play it on.
I mean, it depends. If you wanted to get it on PC, then that's really a damper.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a dedicated PC gamer, you're kind of stuck with that one.
You know what? No, I mean those
So when we were playing with that,
those people that are like, you know what? I don't even play PC games. I've got a PS4
So
I
why
can
don't we
play.
do something like that? So our
But
artifacts
the PC version's got a bad port. Fuck you, I'm not buying it.
movement. So for instance, you can slide.
Well, hey, if they want to protest it that way, then let them.
We have something we call.
This doesn't add up as all to the stream glitching.
Second category.
Is the stream unstable for anyone else?
Yeah, it's unstable for me.
Well, there's going to be a
Geo?
single-player campaign. What's going to be happening after the campaign? What are some of the beyond the single-player, maybe end-game content that you can talk about?
He's
Content. Okay, well, let's see through. So I could give a little bit. So we have
Oh, TOS to go anyway.
So for those people who play Borderlands,
Nice stuff to be shown, only blowers knowing Shenmue 3 being Epic Store exclusive PC-wise.
Yeah, we double
Alright.
down on that. We have what we call Guardian Rank. And Guardian Rank not only has that infinite progression, but it has skills
Is there a
and different
dog and
skills
can
that
I
you can
pet
open
it?
up as you go through. And the cool thing about that is
What does that have to do with anything?
Fan reaction.
through.
The
And then we're
PC
gonna hit
Gaming
some
Show has
rapid
been a
fire
great
questions.
showcase so far. Lots of
How
games
the
I've
boss
never heard of
fights
that
in
look very
Borderlands 3
interesting.
compare to Borderlands 1 and 2? I know those were big
Dwibs, here's a general rule.
Right, so I think about
If
boss
there is
fight,
a
you know,
dog
I'm
in a
an old school
game
Nintendo
and you do
fan,
not
right?
have
So
the ability to
I
pet
love
it,
these boss
it's a
fights
shit
that have,
game.
like, three phases. So now those people,
Just look
you
at
know,
Lightning
people in the audience know
Returns.
that we've talked about going to vaults,
I don't want to pet that
right? And so
thing.
there are huge
Exactly.
there, that are just, you know,
That is the
multi-phase
exception. I'm not
bosses. We have,
touching
like,
that.
a lot of different
Edgy the
bosses throughout
doggy.
the game, so a lot of different boss encounters.
Very edgy.
Well, now I want to ask some really quick questions that should be yes or no, very brief. First, from Castoray, how will you be handling multiplayer? Multiplayer, we will basically be allowing anybody to jump in at any time. So, awesome. From MHL Animations, can I pet the gun? Great question. I'm not here to judge what you do with your gun, so that's a personal question. All right, great.
Lewis,
Sam Wiseman asks, is Maya's new
wow, I
companion
can't
a siren?
wait.
People
Can
are
I
asking
pet
the right
the
questions.
gun,
That's
he
what I will say
said.
about that. Oh, you tease. Sorry. All right, from Ironic Sanguine says, is Tiny Tina going to be seen fighting alongside the Vault Hunters?
Tiny Tina, eh?
Nice. All right, I'm just going to blast through a couple more as fast as I possibly can. What's the level cap at launch?
Tiny Tina sounds like
Will we get to see Flak?
Tiny Tigers.
Yes. Will we see golden keys and/or shift codes for Borderlands 3? Absolutely. Will there be duels? Yes. Other kinds of PvP? Yes and no.
Go on.
And also maybe.
That's
Perfect.
right.
And will you be able to transfer weapons between your characters? Absolutely, right from the start. Perfect. And when is
Sure.
the
Stop
game
looking at your
coming out?
phone.
Friday the 13th, 2000.
Well, it's all part of the questions list.
Press
Borderlands.com for more information. Thanks so much for joining me on stage.
They're just tweeting about the conference they're currently in the room at.
Of course.
Yeah, pay attention.
If you have not seen all the setups in downtown Borderlands 3, oh, they're beautiful. Our next game, we're going to be revisiting a guest that we saw earlier.
What?
Why are you dressed like a shark?
Upstairs with Frankie. What you got for us?
Yep.
Unless she's advertising a Jaws game.
Wouldn't that be quite something?
Oh, hi. We're live. Sorry.
This is like the big lipped alligator.
Man-eater, eh?
Maneater is an open-world action RPG, or Shark PG as we call it. You start as a small baby shark pup, and you have to
snap, you play as a
survive in
shark.
this world and try to eat your way
That's
to the
quite
top
interesting.
ecosystem. The three words that we think sum the game up the best are eat, explore,
Yeah,
and
so
evolve.
yeah, if I got that,
And,
means it's
we also
actually
have
better
someone
than
we'd
that
like you to meet.
Sharks game
Well,
from
let's
Action
meet him then. Let's take a look at the new trailer.
And we're getting a look at it.
Nice.
Hey, it's not exclusive.
Wow, they didn't say world exclusive.
Or is this something different?
You're playing a guitar with fish.
Oh.
Oh! Dang, that shark is savage. Shoot.
So you're basically just trying to survive and terrorize humanity.
Pretty much.
I'm all for this.
Oh, yeah. Can he get his come on?
Come any closer with that camera, we two gonna tussle.
Man-eater. Coming soon.
Dang. That seagull didn't even have a chance.
Who was that appallingly dressed fisherman in the trailer? Because quite frankly, not even I would eat him.
That was
Scaly
Pete,
F to
and
respect
Scaly
the
Pete's
shark.
the villain in this tale. Pete is
Oh, so that guy's the
best fisherman in the
villain.
Gulf, best shark
So
fisherman,
of course we're
most
saving
intelligent
him
Pete's
for
a shark
last.
fisherman. And he disfigures our baby shark
Wow,
at the
look
beginning
at
of the
that
game
meat.
and does some really nasty things. So he's not a very nice guy.
Sharks
The
for
story of Man-Eater is
everyone.
told, through the lens
Giant
of a reality
shark
show
burst
called
through
Shark
the wall
Hunters
and
vs.
killed
Man
everyone.
Eaters. And it follows Pete and
Oh.
It's just a gif of a
on
guy in
its
a shark
adventures.
outfit. That's it.
And it's
Okay.
a really,
Which
it's
still
a very
makes it a better
exciting
shark
way
related
to
thing
tell a
than
story.
Shark
And
Tale.
based on that
Uh-huh.
trailer, to be honest, John, it looks like your main goal of the shark is to just bite everything.
Yeah, there is an awful lot of man-eating going on in this game. That is the name of the game.
The premise seems interesting, though, like the perspective of a reality show host. That's
Yeah.
weird for this.
It's like
Yeah.
GTA if you were a
it's
shark.
done with a
but
vodka
there's-
too. Don't game, but shark.
There is more to the game than just eating, so we spent a
Game
lot of
is
time
simple.
moving
You
through the
buy a
water,
shark, you
breaching
do,
out,
dial live TV.
and adding abilities to
Dial
go
live
up on the
TV,
beach
yeah.
for an afternoon snack. There's a lot of exciting things that you can do in the game.
And you mentioned before it's a shark PG. How does that progression system work?
So there's three facets to the Shark PG elements of the game. There's growth, there's life phases, and there's evolutions. So growth comes about through eating things, nutrients, people, whatever you can find. And that's kind of like your XP in the game. That allows you to level up, your shark will grow a little bit, you'll get more powerful. And then at key phases that we call life phases, you'll make a big jump. So let's say you're a brooding teenage shark, and you're about to become an adult. When you become an
Brooding
adult,
teenage
you take a
shark.
big leap in size, a big leap in power and capability. And then as you reach these life phases, you unlock evolutions that can be applied to parts of the shark's body. For example, you could get metallic teeth that allow you to shred boats, or a powerful tail that
Metallic
allows you to
teeth
jump
for a
to incredible
shark.
heights. Or you
It's like
could
you're
get
making the
mutated
ultimate
lungs
predator
that allow
here.
you to spend a little more time on the beach getting those afternoon snacks.
Just really quickly, John, everyone's wanting to know this question. When's it coming
Yeah,
out?
please hurry this up. I want to get
So
the
we're
fuck
really
out.
hard hammerheading away at this game and trying to make it the most awesome
Hammerheading.
shark RPG ever. We're not ready to announce a date.
Make it the most awesome shark RPG ever, implying that there's more than one.
I'm gonna have
I
to
guess
start
there is
biting
Jaws
them
and
back.
Jaws
I'm quite hungry at the moment,
Unleashed.
so I think actually I'm gonna find an
Were those
audience because you
RPGs?
guys look tasty, so I'll see you in a bit and just have a snack. Thank you,
More
John.
like open world experiences.
Now I got our advertisement.
For a
Greatest
gaming PC gaming chair.
Amazing.
Yeah, my friend recently bought one for both him and his sister, so.
Was it worth it?
Yep.
Wow.
Not this exact one, but yeah.
It's called the E-Win, so you can be winning.
Honestly, just a spinning chair is fine enough.
You know, one of the absolute best parts about being sponsored by Highland for the PC gaming show is that I
And
get
people
to
get to
sit
sit in those
and talk
chairs.
to you about
Terraria.
Terraria is one of the best-selling PC games of all time, selling almost 30
Ain't that the
million
truth?
I didn't know it did that
reason
well.
why it's maintained such popularity is the fact that the developers Relogic continue to add content, going from 250 items at release to now over 4,000. Let's take a look at their penultimate expansion coming up,
Oh, wow.
Terraria Journey's End.
Okay, so we got an expansion on our hands.
Terraria.
Journey's End. So wait, does this mean that they're actually about to bring the Terraria campaign to an end and then make Terraria
Well, they said it's
2?
the penultimate, so yeah, they're near it.
Why do they call this one Journey's End if this is just the penultimate? How weird. It is quite a journey this game has took. Like, I remember when people used to call it Discount Minecraft. And now look at it, it's made a name for itself and everything.
Well, in Japan you get Monokuma with it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Spike Chunsoft likes to do that to games they localize from West.
A weird freeze frame pause there, but okay.
Is a game that is the spiritual success.
Yeah, I thought that was just my stream.
Telling Lies by Annapurna Interactive, and joining me to talk about it is game director Sam Barlow and actor-producer Logan Marshall Green. Welcome, gentlemen.
I hope that's not foreshadowing.
Now, if you haven't played Her Story, you totally should. It's fantastic. I want to note, it is a game where you watch live interactive video in order to uncover what happened with a murder. What is it that's going on in Telling Lies?
Ooh, a murder mystery.
Like Her Story, Telling Lies is a game in which you watch video footage to piece together a story. And this time we have a woman who has stolen an NSA hard drive, which contains secretly recorded, intimate and private conversations between our four characters. Something has gone terribly wrong, and it's up to you to figure out what and why.
It's time to take a look at some of the gameplay mechanics and see Telling Lies in action. Let's take a look.
Now I got a game from the guy who made Her Story. For private life chat by a terrible one.
Logan Marshall Green.
Carrie
Alexandra Schick.
Angela Sari Fine.
Use their words to find the truth. So what? It's about finding what contradicts the evidence or something?
Love you.
Yeah, this is what a Hollywood Phoenix Wright movie would be like.
Oh.
I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. I guess I still.
It's probably not that hard a game to make. Just have a bunch of people record a message on their webcam.
FMV Games be back, yo.
I'm a loyal friend.
Well, I mean, hey, the Command and Conquer games that EA and Petroglyph are doing, they were FMV ones too.
Telling Lies.
Telling L exclamation mark.
Sam, I got some questions for you.
Don't be pedantic.
If you don't want me to call it that, then don't stylize it like
It's stylistically.
That's what I'm going to call it. It's like Fab 4 Stick.
What we do in Telling Lies is...
Well, to be fair, everyone called that Fab 4 Stick.
A normal video game. So all that walking around in a 3D world.
Yeah.
And we apply that directly
Sam
to the story, to
Barlow.
the footage itself. So you're going to be scrubbing around in these
The most
clips,
British name
paying
you can
close
think of.
attention, and you're going to be picking up on the subtext.
If funny enough, Barlow's the name.
And with that information, we're going to use that to
soap family on a soap called Coronation Street around here.
And over time, kind of build up this picture of the story. And it's truly like an open world video game.
Well, I mean, a lot of times with open world video games, they talk about, the square kilometerage or miles in America. What's the sort of scope that we're talking about? Like, how many hours of footage is there?
So we got like over 10 hours of footage here.
Wow,
so
really?
It's a story that encompasses like 2 years. What I wanted to do with this one was, like I say, really embrace this idea of it being an open world game. You're free to explore and follow your curiosity. Just lose yourself in this story.
Yeah.
All the characters. It's this huge, messy, colorful story that we're trying to tell.
Well, I'm curious, Logan, as a performer.
I think the hardest part was actually thinking about
it. To actually have all the layers in there for each performance, also not knowing when a player is going to be seeing the specific footage you're performing.
Well, it's definitely a non-linear open world game, but our approach and Sam's approach was
Logan Marshall Green, cast member and producer.
We had to understand it A to B. And so for the most part, that's how we shot it. Obviously, when you're shooting a movie or a TV show, and in this case, a game, you're going to be shooting out of order. But we actually stayed pretty linear in how we approached the story. We went after it.
I'll give hashtag
all the other
Terraria
times
another
we're actors.
bash.
We just went after intensity, and what do we want? And we tried to make it as deep. You know, it's got a lot of scope.
I don't know.
But we wanted to make it as
So these
deep
people's
as
reactions
possible.
to Terraria
He's
never
one of the best
about that
movie and
game.
TV directors I've worked with, so it was very similar.
Nice. Yeah, look at you two. Now, of course, I do want to stress to any of you, if you have not played Her Story, it's quick to play through. It's absolutely brilliant. Please check it out in the meantime. But we're, of course,
They
waiting
say
to
what,
find out
where
when can we
it's
play Telling Lies.
consoles or PC
We'll have a
service
date
it's on.
soon. Right now, you can go to Steam. You can
In the trailers, it usually says at the bottom left.
yeah, very soon.
Telling Lies will release later this year. For more details, visit annapurna.pictures/
Yeah, if you want to know what systems it's for, look at the bottom left of the trailers.
Once again, Telling Lies.
Yeah, I think I might have just missed it.
Now, up on the balcony, Frankie's going to be talking to us about a game that my friends, year after year after year, keep
thank God
telling
she's
me
out
I
of the
have to
shark
play just
outfit.
how much they've improved it. Frankie, what's going on with Warframe?
Well,
Warframe.
one of my
Oh,
favorite parts
Warframe.
of last year's show, aside
Always a
from
welcome
being upstaged by a giant duck,
pace.
was getting a glimpse at the future of Warframe. And here with the latest look at the next expansion to the universe is Space Mum Rebecca Ford. So, chat, behave yourselves, please, because Mother's here. Now, Rebecca, what are we about to see?
We're going to take a look at an amazing trailer that our team has put together. A lot of our players have been waiting a year for a look at what we've been calling Railjack, so it's about time to, you know, see what we've been doing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Rated M for mature, so it's 18 round here then. Warframe. So what can you use that ship to crash into the asteroids?
Maybe.
Warframe takes its next leap forward. When this conference is done, guys, I'll just give my fun, then be off on my way until the Ubisoft conference.
Oh yeah.
Warframe Empyrean. And it ends with one of the playable characters being killed.
So it would seem.
Watch the full reveal on 10/11. July 6, 2019.
Rebecca, it must be so exciting to know that the fans have finally seen it, and you're clearly going all in on the epic space combat. So tell me about the new stuff that players are going to be able to experience.
I wasn't shaking before we started talking, and now I am, because it's real, because, you know, Empyrean is what we're calling codename Railjack. It's basically taking the Space Ninja part of Warframe, sending it back up to space, bringing players that squad gameplay they know.
Oh, Space Ninjas, that's cool.
The Corpus and the Grineer, giving their own Railjack to essentially explore the solar system with and take down the bad guys.
Well, the space ninjas, there's also the space dinosaur. Well, not in this game, but I think space dinosaurs are better.
We're going to be showing a lot more in our keynote.
Want more Railjack, more Telecom? Go to warframe.com for more detail.
How do I get my Tenno arms into it?
I cannot say that on live television, but you know, there are ways. But yeah, you just have to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account. If you watch 30 minutes of our Tenno live show, you can get it, but hopefully you stay for the whole hour, because we got lots to show.
Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, and good luck with TennoCon on July 6th. Thank you. Okay, now we've seen some amazing stuff today, but nothing quite so gloriously strange as our next game. Developed by Brooklyn-based studio Feral Cat Den, it's an existential-based
Excuse me?
Oh boy.
Wait, what did you say?
Blow my mind learning about this one.
Feral Cat Den.
What does that mean?
Cats.
I don't know. Hang on, let's watch this. Apparently it's very existential?
So it would seem. It's got that black and white vibe to it.
How'd you get existential with something from the word cat in it?
Welcome to the... Oh, it's that game they talked about earlier that happens apparently before, after, and during the Big Bang.
Interesting premise? Stylistically, it's interesting.
Absolutely.
Genesis. Which is to be Mega Drive then?
Genesis Noir.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Mega Drive Noir.
Genesis Noir, salty British mill bloke aside, a cosmic adventure.
Genesis Noir, just beautiful, stylish art. The next game we're going to take a look at is the twist on the stealth genre. It's called El Hijo, where you play as a 6-year-old trying to escape a monastery and find your mother using toys and tricks to avoid monks. Let's take a look at this gorgeous spaghetti western-inspired project from Studio Handy Games.
Alright, what's this then? Oh, so she just gave her son to Granddad?
I don't think she had a choice. They said it was a monastery, I believe.
Yep. You're trying to evade and avoid monks.
Well, yeah, of course they're going to be found naked. Might as well have worn a paper bag over your head saying, I'm not here.
So he made a vow that his mother will be found?
So it would seem.
If this game's called Something Underground, that'll be it.
I don't think it is.
I'll see if I can make it fit. Whatever the title is, I'll see if I can make it fit into the song.
Slingshot.
Slingshot Underground. Okay.
El Hijo.
I think they said
Hijo, once again.
Hijo, yeah.
Hijo. It's pronounced with the
El
J
Hijo.
being silent.
Our final guest tonight. Please join me in welcoming
Final guest.
from Larian Studios CEO Sven Vinke.
Is it ending now? Oh my god, this is more of a
Well, they said final guest, so yeah, I guess.
To talk about
more the more
Baldur's
slower
Gate 3.
This is Baldur's Gate?
Now, this was only just recently announced. How did this partnership come about?
We went to see Wizards of the Coast at the end of Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
That was back in 2014.
Sven Vinke.
And I tried to convince them back then that they should give us the Baldur's Gate 3 license. And they said,
From Larian Studios, we've got Baldur's
but we had a long
Gate
chat
3.
about what the vision would be for the game. And then,
I haven't played any of them.
kept on bumping
Have you,
into each
have you,
other.
Jova?
And then suddenly
no,
in
haven't yet.
2016, I get a phone call from Nathan Stewart, who's the big boss of Mike and the head of Dungeons and Dragons. He said, you need to come to Seattle right away. We're going to have dinner in a very shady restaurant. And he had this big stack of paper with him. And on it was
Baldur's
Gate 3.
Gate, the first one came out in 1998.
My board, do you still want to do it? Yeah, of course I still want to do it. And then a couple of weeks later, we started negotiating, and here we are.
I mean, what is the
And the first lot were done by BioWare people.
Interesting.
Right. I mean, for me personally, Baldur's Gate, the original one, was finally I had the chance to actually play a D&D campaign rather than having to run them for all my friends. So it means so much to us. Baldur's Gate, it's such fantastic storytelling, and it's so exciting to see it come to not only a new generation of gamers, but for the gamers who remember the 20 years it's been since the original, the first two in the series. So it's incredibly exciting. And for us, it really is. It's such an important part of the D&D mythos as a whole.
And we got a chance to see the trailer. Talk to me about some of the story elements, the world elements. What are things we're going to see in Baldur's Gate 3?
Well, we're only talking about what's in the trailer right now, but
yeah, the CG trailer. I mean, it looks alright.
You start outside of the city, actually. There's going to be mind flayers. They're very nasty. You are seeing in the trailer the process of ceremorphosis, as we call it. It's accelerated, so that's not normal.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of iconic creatures, iconic characters, iconic places, and that's far as we go.
I'm curious about some of the gameplay elements because obviously, there's just been a big resurgence of Dungeons and Dragons, tons of broadcasts on Twitch. I mean, how do you translate some of the insane things that players want to do into, what has to be a structured computer game?
So we started with the player handbook, which is basically the basic rule set of Dungeons & Dragons.
Which player handbook? Which edition?
5th edition.
Right. Yeah.
And so we ported as much as we could to the video game. We looked at what worked really well. We looked at the things that didn't work that well because it is a video game and this was made for tabletop gaming. And so we started modifying those things, and then we had to add things on top of it because if you play tabletop, you have a game master, and you say, "Well, I want to do this," and then the game master.
Technically, you are saying pipe somewhere in there.
Exactly, that's it. So we had to add systems to make that possible within the game, but we've gone very, very far.
Yeah, I mean, can you give an example of like a crazy moment that a player might do that you could actually play out in the game?
Well, let's say that we get into a fight because you ask a nasty question, I don't want to answer it. And I take the chair over there, I put it on fire, smash it on your head. Well, just as an example.
It's just an example, this is fine, we're just talking,
These are things that we have to put systems into the game for to do it, which are not necessarily...
It's not go crazy now.
Interesting. I mean, like, Mike, in terms of your role, speaking to Larian Studios, you have tons of data of all the sorts of things that players do. What's the sort of information that you provide in assistance?
Well, really what it comes down to is providing the story support. We think of Dungeons & Dragons...
What's the best RPG of the last 10 years?
It's like a toy box for dungeon masters and players to go into and build their own stories. So working with Larry and looking
Bit of an skewed list here.
Opening up that toy box and sharing it. And giving that kind of guidance, like I remember one of our first
I'm
meetings,
not surprised Witcher 3 is getting all of the favor, though.
And asking a lot of questions.
Pokemon?
Where do we want to go? What are the cool locations we've always wanted to put in a game like this? And then in terms of the system support, what does it mean in terms of the story for each character, for each character race, each character class, so that if you have your favorite class and it's in the game, you really feel like you're taking on that role that you love so much from the tabletop. It's really coming to life in an authentic way in Baldur's Gate 3.
And we're going to talk in a moment about Baldur's Gate 3 release dates and whatnot, but we have a second game that we want to talk about and on a new technology known as pencil and paper. I understand that there is a tabletop prequel coming for Baldur's Gate.
Exactly. So in Baldur's Gate, we think there's one side, all the different games coming together to tell one grand story of this city. So on September 17th, we're releasing our next tabletop campaign, Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus, and it is the next chapter in the Baldur's Gate saga, and it's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't played a Baldur's Gate game since Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, this is your chance to check out on the history. It's been about 100 years since the events of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
So this will give you a chance to check in on the city, to see what's going on, its current state, who the movers and shakers are. We also feature a complete levels 1 to 13 campaign that takes you from the mean streets of Baldur's Gate to the depths of hell itself. And sort of pose to the players a question: Do you want to redeem Baldur's Gate?
A lot of talking in this. I thought I saw a gameplay trailer.
Well, I have to ask Sven, it's a question on a lot of people's minds. What can you talk to
All
us
in a
about
matter of time, hopefully.
release time frames?
So people have been waiting for it for a long time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to wait a little bit more when it's ready. So we don't...
Well, patience is practically one of the
really good. And then when that's the case,
default things you gotta have in this line
of... I know a lot of people have
of
been waiting a long time. And I think I speak for a lot of people here when I say, take your time. If the Divinity Original Sin games are any indication of the quality, it's going to be fantastic and worth the wait. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining me on stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ben and Mike talking about Baldur's Gate 3. Goodbye. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Why are they leaving? Well, it's because the PC gaming show has officially concluded. Let's bring up on the stage the fantastic Frankie.
All right, guys. Let's start giving our final thoughts then.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
it's not officially ended yet.
Oh.
Absolutely fantastic today.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the 5th annual PC Gaming Show.
Wow, only the 5th?
We want to give
So technically, they started the same year we started commentating on these.
They share an anniversary with this.
Yay!
Yay!
Thanks to our partners
At the PC Gaming Show.
Quite a lot of them.
It's not a publisher or developer, so these sponsors are essential for letting us put on this show every year. Thank you so much. And I gotta ask Frank, any titles you're excited about?
Well, I do love a baby elephant, so definitely Planet Zoo, and slightly more awkwardly, then I also want to eat things, maybe elephants included, so man-eater, of course.
I mean, that one did look fun.
It did,
coming out all across 2019 and into 2020. We hope you all have a fantastic E3. It officially begins tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're not a Shenmue 3 fan.
Yeah, oh boy, this is like the anti-E3 2015 when it comes to Shenmue 3 news.
Alright, that was the PC Gaming Show.
Bye.
I liked it,
All
you
right.
know? Alright, who wants to go first?
Can I go
Stefan?
first?
Sure.
Yeah, since Dwibs had to leave, so.
Yeah. It was, honestly, it was really, I think the problem was the pacing. It was really slow and quite a lot to get through. Not a lot of it really interested me all that much. That's about it.
Alright then, sure.
Alright, see you guys later. Ubisoft.
See ya.
See ya. Alright, so a couple of things that interested me. Maneater was one of them. The one, that very pretty top-down game, you know, they said it was like a survival.
Oh, God, what was it called?
You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, sorry, I'm very bad at names, so I'm not going to remember all these that were thrown at me in this last couple of hours.
Oh, hell yeah.
The one with the ghosts could also be fun, but again, like, need a few people for that, but that's fine. Sucks about the whole Shenmue 3 thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I don't have an attachment to that series, but I know that that's, you know, burnt a lot of people, so, good luck dealing with that.
Expect there to be demands for refunds, especially for those who asked for the Steam keys in the first place.
Were they initially promised, like, for it to come to all platforms, and then it changed to Epic?
They were, yeah, well, okay, basically, Shirai, for those who ordered for PC, this was back in 2015 and whatnot, they asked for the Steam key. Awkward. Very
Yeah,
awkward.
they're gonna have to refund those. Unless some of those people use Epic anyway, in which case they'll probably switch them over, but for those who don't...
Yeah.
I'd hate to be the person reading those complaints.
Me too.
But as for the show itself, it was pretty sluggish for the first hour or so, but it picked up pretty quickly towards the end, you know. They didn't hang around talking about one thing for too often. It definitely got better throughout, and it's nice to see a genuine audience, honestly.
Yes. Cannot stress that enough.
And the hosts were fun too, so yeah, that's it from me. And Jova, do you want to scroll up and get Tio's final thoughts as well?
Yes, I shall. Alright then. So, Tio's final thoughts are as put. As far as he thought, it was overall nice stuff. It only really blew when we started knowing about Shenmue 3 being Epic Store exclusive. We'll see how that turns out, he says.
Alright.
So yeah, to my final thoughts, I agree. This was, okay. This show did its job. It did get me excited for some stuff. It did run into a bit of the pacing problem, though. Like, there were some segments where, you know, it dragged on a little bit more, but thankfully they managed to get the pacing back by, like, the final hour. So good on them for that. I liked what I shot of Shenmue 3, but man, oh man. You can't just do that to Steam players who knowingly supported this thinking it was gonna be on Steam. That is just wrong to so many levels. Love that top-down game. The Big Bang game, the Noir game, that definitely interests me as well. Maneater definitely looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Also, I like that game with the dinosaur lasers thing that was a bit here. It's like, yeah, it's...
Oh, yeah, the one, do you mean the Contra kind of one?
That one. The Conan...
See, I never played that one, so my first thought was Freedom Planet, which even though it isn't as hectic, it is inspired by Contra, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I'd say this was a pretty goody free conference. I'd give this one... I'm gonna give it a B. I mean, you know,
Same.
Cool. It's not the most exciting thing, but it gets the job done. And, you know, this one, unlike Microsoft, actually remembered to show gameplay over, you know, just cutscene stuff more often than not. And the stuff that didn't get gameplay, it felt more understandable why we couldn't get gameplay since they were, like, you know, that little into development. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say this is technically this has been the best structured of the E3 conferences so far.
And I'd say in terms of what it had, in terms of what interested each of us, I'd say it falls on the same level as the Microsoft one.
Same. Not everything, but a good, fair enough amount.
Yeah.
So, that was the PC Gaming Show. Tune in and, well, for us it'll be about an hour from now, but for when we upload these it'll be whatever. Next show is the Ubisoft one. See you then.
See you then.